Hey guys, it's Whitney, and we are here because we are going to be reviewing the Makeup Revolution Flawless 4 palette. And I want to do this palette because nobody else has done it. Oh, my Crest White strips in, so I have a list. First impressions on this palette. Plastic sheet with the names, do not like because it falls out. Here's the palette. I don't know if you guys can really tell. This is like a purple pink. There's a good mix of shimmer mattes. This isn't my favorite palette, but for the price, it's not anything big. Whatever, I can get over it. Okay, so to start off, we're going to do the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And this is the original. I know I have such a list right now. Okay. So we are going to, I'm looking down at my mirror right here. Take that all over our eye. I'll have my nail polish in the description. What I used on my eyes. I'm going to take my finger. I always use my middle finger, guys. Not flipping y'all off. I'm sorry. I'm going to take my finger and blend that in. And I hope you guys super zoomed in so we can see. Now, in the beginning, if you're a beginner, I would say definitely set your eyelids with a translucent powder. Or if we're just even basing it just off this palette, I would say use the white tone. This is a matte white. I do not set my eyeshadows anymore, so there's a big bump right there as you guys can see. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in with, let me clean my brush. I'm using a J-Cut Beauty brush sponge to help clean. So there we go on that. Got a teeth out. Thanks for following. Okay. This is a Morphe. If I can get it to focus. Okay. Focus thing. A Morphe 505. It's like the medium size. I had bought a bunch of the Morphe 404s, which is this guy. But my eye, if you guys can tell, this is just really too big for my eye. If I'm doing like a super easy look, I will use that. But if I want to do a better look, use my 505 because I like it a lot better. So I'm going to put my little name sheet on the mirror, which I hate to do. First shade we're going to go into to make this work is the shade on top, which is this guy right here. Okay. I'm going to dab my brush in a couple times. These are pretty powdery. Like even mine, if you look at it, like it is super bad. Okay. So dip into that guy. Get our brush off. You can see there's not a whole bunch on here. Okay, now we'll zoom back. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start him right here on the outer corner. And like I said, I do not use a setting powder or set my primer down because I found out that it works a whole lot better for me to not do that. When I was beginning, I always set them down, and every time I was like, well, why can't I get these to blend well? Because once I started building my skill up, you know, like I knew that I could, so I was getting pretty upset that it wasn't happening for me. And that just, for me, was not fun. And I used to always use the MAC Primer Pot Soft Ochre because everybody said, oh, it's just so good. And it is good if you want to set your lids. But I do not want to set my lids. And my lids are very wrinkly. And I just don't do it. I'm going to dip back in here, deepen this side up a lot. I'm gonna think my lights are too bright for this, for sure. I might turn them down a little bit so that you guys can get the better effect of it all. Okay. You just have to be able to really blend with this one. And my eyes are two completely different shapes. I got a real bad infection in my eye. So this one, I have to go up and build a little bit more all the time. Everybody says to hold your brush out like this, like all the way at the end. I just can't do that. Like, it's just, I feel like I don't have any kind of control, which I know is the point, but for me, I need the control. Okay, and very gently go back over that guy. Make sure it's all blended together. I'm gonna bring this guy out a little bit more on these sides. And bring this guy a little bit out more on these sides like this. Okay. Same thing with this guy. We're just working it everywhere, you know? Like that. Okay, so, and then we are going to dip, I'll turn the lights down so you guys can see the colors a little bit more. And then we are going to dip into I don't know. I'm going to dip into this guy right here. Purple, which is the shade Bittersweet. I'm still using my Morphe 505. Dab, dab, dab. Tap, tap. Purple brush. Okay. Now we're going to work that into my... It's our next shade down. Just our next transition shade. Nothing too amazing. Like, I have very almond shaped eyes, so if I bring my eyes out, it makes my face look wider, and I have a very strong jawline and pretty wide, like everything's pretty wide, so I try not to do that. So that's why you guys might notice that I try hard to kind of bring mine up and out instead of just one way. And we're just working in the transition, working, blending, blending. Dab, dab. Now we start on the other eye. I keep looking down because I'm, like I said, I have my mirror right here below my camera. I don't know why I hang my mouth like a dog when I do my stuff, but I do. A little bit more just to deepen that guy up. And where I had that infection in my eye, they're very different. This one's bigger. I don't know if you can even tell, but this one's bigger, and the crease is in a way different position because when this one swell up, I stretched the skin out, and it made it, I don't know, it didn't make it bigger, but it made it, I can't explain it, but my eyes, this one's almost set down lower now because of, so when I do a wing, like, my wings are even different. Like, I have to place them differently, which is weird, but whatever. Next, I'm going to dip into let me take my Morphe 433 brush. Yeah, Morphe 433 brush. And we are going to dip into the shade Glowing, which is this guy right here, right beside of that one. It's just the next shade over. It's like a deeper purple almost. So, and we're going to use it. And this palette's not pigmenting, guys. So, don't expect that when you get it, because it's definitely not pigmented. But I love a bright look. I love purples and blues and greens. So, you know. Doesn't really blend the best, but if you can make it work. And that's why I really started not laying my eyeshadow down anymore. It's because, like I said, when I was beginning, I always did because I couldn't blend. But now that I'm a lot more skilled at this, I can blend. So I'm definitely going to wing this out. Connect our edges. And these shades just look so alike you can't even really tell what's what on them. Just something I absolutely do not like because of how it is. So, what are you gonna do? Like, really, what are you gonna do? I bought this palette because it was cheap, and I was like, well, if I want to be a basic bitch, I can wear this palette. And I do on days I'm feeling like a very basic bitch. I wear the shit out of this palette, but it's only if I'm like going to Walmart or going grocery shopping, bank, whatever. This isn't a palette to like call home about. Okay. So next we are going to dip into the shade Hair Down, which is this guy right here. And he's going to be our blending shade. So we're just going to place that, maybe if I can find my brush, like so. My eyes are very oddly shaped, so I'm going to be doing mine a different way than, unless you have eyes like mine, then you will be doing yours. And I'm not doing, this is not pigmented, so do not expect a lot from it. I didn't tell you what brush I'm using. I'm using a Morphe 321, if I can get it to go, a 321 pencil brush, because I'm trying to pack on some pigment. Like, I'm really trying to pack on the pigment with this, because it's not very pigmented, but you work with what you have, you know? And if this is all, like if this was the only palette you had, I could make this work. And if you are just starting out, you don't need a $100 palette, a $50, $60 palette, because you're not going to be able to enjoy it really. So yeah, just remember these shades are very beginner friendly. So, and I never, like when I first bought it, I could not find anybody reviewing it. Nobody. And that's why I'm reviewing it. I want to be a channel that reviews things that nobody else reviews, because I want places for people to go, you know? So now I have a Morphe M506, and it's like a little pencil brush. It's like, whenever you have eyes like mine, it's very good to blend the color out. So, you know, here we go. Well, we're going to blend this out a little bit more. I'm going to go back to our first Morphe brush we were using, the M505. Take that guy and very lightly blend the edges. Very lightly blend the edges. So, Okay. We are going to take, or I'm going to take a use my brush cleaner blue off again. I'm taking the Morphe 4124. It's just a flat face. It's like a flat brush. I'm gonna grab my, hold on, I'm gonna grab my spray. To spray my brushes, I use the NYX First Base Primer Spray. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a cut crease today. We'll do that in another video with a better palette, but I just want to show you guys what you can do with this. I'm going to dip into the shade. I don't want to go dark. Let's go dark, kind of. We're going to do the shade Crimson, which is this guy right here. So I'm going to get my Morphe M124. Make sure my brush is clean. I'm going to dab in that shade. Knock it off. And this is just a very basic look. It's not going to be anything spectacular. So what we're going to do then is I'm going to use this mirror because I think it'd be better. Okay. I'm going to start packing this guy on the lid. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a very pretty metallic. So almost got to the wrong shade for a second. If I go super dark, my eyes get those inner corners very carefully. If I go with too dark of an all over lid color, my eyes look very, even more squinty than normal. When I was little, everybody thought I was a little Asian boy. Because I had a bowl cut and a chain wallet. And I wore a Dallas Cowboy shirt, and I thought I was just so cool. Whatever. Who knew growing up that my makeup would be, my eyes would be one of the problems I have with my makeup. Okay. So now we are going to go right back in like this. Okay, I'm going to block that brush off. I'm going to go into an even deeper metallic. So I think what we'll do, my freaking paper I take off so you can look at it. We're going to take the shade Spin, which is this brown color all the way on the end. And we're just going to pack it a very tiny bit on the end of the red. So I'm going to get my brush. Let me get my, did I even get color on that? Yeah. Let me get my brush. And I am just going to pack that on the inner part just to get a little bit more definition. Nothing crazy. And I make sure to always get right there in the corner. Now we're going to do the second eye. And see, this one is so much more different than this one. It's because of the shape of them. The shape, it's crazy the difference in the shape of my eyes. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to go back in with our small little, I'm trying to again, I'm gonna go down with it. Oh my gosh, a little 506 brush, if I can find it in my massive thing of brushes. Right here, got him. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in. I hate this stupid paper thing with the shade Bittersweet, that purplish shade right there. I'm just going to put it right in the crease right here, just to deepen it up a little bit, because you can't necessarily bring red, the shimmer up into your crease. Just want to make sure that everything's covered as well as it can be. Okay, done with this guy. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a liner and my eyelash curler. Yeah, my eyelash curler. I'm going to grab a liner. I'm just going to grab my, oh my gosh, I was losing my position for and a mascara. Yeah, my stuff is everywhere, sorry guys. And mascara, I think what I'm going to do is a little bit of Big T's mascara, and I got my Physicians Formula eyeliner. So we're going to start with the eyeliner real quick. And I'm just going to I'm going to tight line, which is right where my eyelash roots are. I'm not going to do a big fancy wing today because I just don't feel like this look necessarily calls for that. Okay, you guys see how I had the slip up with the mascara? So what you want to do is you want to go back in with your original thingy you were using, then whatever you used to pack your color on with. I'm mopping it off because it had that brown. And I'm going to take it and try to smear just a little bit more red on there and cover it up. Okay. So now we're going to keep working on our line. We will be doing a wing together, guys. Probably in my favorite drugstore routine, or my TJ Maxx one that I'll be doing real soon. Because some looks just call for them. I just don't feel like this one does. And this is a great dupe, you guys, for Kat Von D Trooper. It's just, I don't know. I work better with a gel eyeliner and a brush, because I feel like it gives me more control over what I can and cannot do versus I can't explain it. It just works better for me personally. Okay, I'm going to tight line this guy just a little bit more. Voila. Now we are going to take our eyelash curler and curl our lashes just like that. Curling my eyelashes because sometimes it hurts. Then we're going to go in with our Buxom Big T's plumping mascara. Which one should I do? I enjoy doing mine by myself though, guys. I got black all over my hands from dyeing my hair. I have severe gray roots. So I have to dye my hair a lot. And my hair is like super, super damaged from it. So, yeah. Usually I'll go in with falsies too. But like this is a pretty good mascara if you guys can tell. Like it's not bad. It's just not my favorite. I really like the YSL, the Shock. It's either the Shock or the Shocker. I can't remember. But either way, I love that mascara. It's just YSL, so you know, it's super expensive. And there it goes, my lisp again with my voice. Okay, I think that we are almost done. And with normally I always wear falsies. But this, yeah, this is nothing dramatic or special. And I also feel like all the colors kind of bleed together in this. So, what are you going to do? Okay, guys, so we are done with the review of the Makeup Revolution Flawless 4 palette. It's not horrible. It's not great. Would I recommend it? If you have no other palettes and that's all you need and you're a very beginner, yes, I think it would be good. So, I will see you all next time for our review on the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette, guys. Bye.